Hello, hello, hello. This is Print Broker Ryan. Hope all is well. I'm here to teach you about print brokering. That's it. No more, no less. And the business of it and the money making opportunity that it is. Am I selling anything? No, this is just, for your own knowledge, do with it what you must. And yeah, so like last time, I had one of my partners said he wanted to ask me some questions, especially after seeing the first video. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's rock with it. So we're going to get right into it. And if you have any questions or anything you want to ask, just please feel free to leave something in the comments and we can go from there, man. All right.
All right, Print Broker Ryan.
Yeah.
How profitable is print brokering and what kind of income can print brokers realistically make?
How profitable is print brokering? Like any business, print brokering is as profitable as you want to make it. So the more work, the more effort you put into it, the more you will get out of it. But I'm telling you from now, it's like I said, like most businesses, if you put in the work, you will make the money. So it could be very profitable. You can make up to, on average, 100% on your order. So if I'm buying, for instance, if I'm buying business cards at like $10, I could sell those same business cards for $500. I mean, sorry, $50. I wish $500. Yeah. I could sell those same business cards for $50, right? So in the same vein, if I'm buying banners for like $100, I could sell those for $200 to $250. You know what I mean? And some people, depending on their market, they even charge more, right? So it depends on who you are. But to answer your question, it could be very profitable.
All right. So what are the main revenue streams for a print broker?
The main revenue streams, well, it comes from, it's what you want it to be, right? So if you're selling postcards, that's a revenue stream. Business cards, banners, t-shirts, keychains, whatever. If you want to choose a lane and stick in it, you can. If you want, like me, to kind of do a little bit of everything, you can. It's what you want to make it, which makes print brokering so interesting and so cool to get into. You know what I mean?
All right. To go off of that question, what would you say would be the easiest lane for someone to dive into?
The easiest lane is usually like the popular stuff, like I mentioned, business cards, postcards, and the print, like digital print. Digital print is a good in to kind of get into the world and get your feet wet. At the end of the day, you still have to learn. There's a lot you need to learn as far as the different products, but you can learn as you go along. And as mentioned, printers are always, as mentioned in a previous video, that printers are always willing to help because you're making them money at the end of the day, right? But yeah, if I were to get into it, I personally started with some business cards. I started with postcards.
All right. So if I were to be a print broker, how would I set my price so I could get a good margin?
Okay, how would you set your prices so you can get a good margin? All right. So I do so many different stuff. Like there's no one place where you can go to find out, okay, I have this thing I'm paying $10 for. How much should I sell it for? Right? So what I did, I just did research into popular sites. So let's name drop. You have sites like Vistaprint, for instance, right? Vistaprint is on the lower end on certain products, but on some products, they're on the higher end, but they're popular. That's the point, right? Because people are going to look there. So I look at Vistaprint and I say, okay, Vistaprint is selling these postcards for $100. I'm buying the postcards for $30, right? $40, whatever, right? So I look at, okay, there's that. So I'll set my price. Okay, I'll set it around 100. I'll set it for 90. I'll sell it for 110. I'll set it for 150 because Vistaprint can't get it for you tomorrow. I can. You know what I mean? So there's different things, but how you would set your prices is just looking at people who've been doing it, looking at popular companies. Hey, you don't reinvent the wheel. It's right there for you.
All right. What's the key to retaining clients and turning a one-time client into a long-term customer?
The key to retaining clients is as a broker, you just try to satisfy their needs, man. You try to make sure, because in this print game, I'll tell you straight up, there's no loyalty. Someone will leave to save $5. It's just the economy we're in. It's just the nature. Contracts, like printing contracts, are non-existent and stuff like that, right? So as a broker, you just always got to be where our job is to get the best quality at the best price, and at the most convenient way. So if clients need something, we get it. If we can't get it, we get it anyways. We find out how to get it. right? And not only do we get it, we have to make sure our clients are happy price wise, are happy quality wise. Once clients are happy with those two things, this is business. There's no feelings in business. They're not gonna keep working with you because they like you. Oh, I like you, even though your prices are more. No, that's done. You know what I mean? Get them good prices, get them good service, get them good quality. They're not going anywhere.
All right. In your experience, what clients offer the biggest and most consistent orders?
What clients?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say there's a specific client per se, but there's different markets. Schools, they you get consistent stream because there's always kids coming, there's always kids going, there's always stuff going on. There's Frosh Week, there's this, there's that. So there's a lot of different. If you can get into schools, you are golden. But I don't know about where you guys are, but where I'm at, you have to go through a long process, like as far as paperwork and applications and all, just to be able to sell to schools. Schools, unions, for me, churches, once again, consistent, maybe not as profitable on per order, but you get a lot of smaller orders. Construction companies, especially with apparel for them, because they're always switching up. They're always going through garment, so they're always ordering. Honestly, for me at least, there is no specific. You can make money in any market. Like if you choose to say, I want to just sell to charities, right? Charities do walks, they do fundraisers, they do this, they do that. You can just supply all their needs if you get in with the right people. So anybody, and there is no main client. They're all real estate agents. Oh my goodness. It goes on and on and on, right? So, but yeah.
All right. Would you mind sharing an example of a big job that you secured and how you priced it?
A big job I secured. Okay. So say for instance, there's in Toronto here, there's a parade called the Carnival, Caravana, whatever you want to call it, right? So it's a big carnival where 100,000 people come up here from all over the continent, from the States. Everybody comes up, celebrities, everybody like that, right? So for the last 6 years, maybe not as much now because I've transitioned into other things and they've transitioned as far as the business is concerned, but I was one of the main printers for Carnival, right? How did I secure it? You'd be funny. I left my flyers. They found my flyer at a restaurant promoting some business cards.
Yeah.
And once I started talking to them, they asked me, can I do this? They asked me, can I do that? They gave me some smaller orders. I did what I had to do. They liked the product. I kept in touch. They liked the way I communicated. They liked and in the meantime, I was upselling. Hey, I do shirts, right? Hey, I can do banners, right? Hey, I can do this, right? And once I gave them the prices, and not just that, the convenience of not having to go to 10 different locations for 10 different products. You have one person, you give me everything. I get it done. So with that being said, it turned into a pretty lucrative contract for a good while, right? And and just maintaining it, being patient with them, because larger companies don't necessarily pay right away. But you have to build up to that, and you have to make sure you budget yourself that you're able to handle that. But yeah, without going in too much into it, it's just making sure they felt secure and comfortable in ordering to me.
All right, that's super informative. So Ryan, if someone wanted to start print brokering today, what's the first thing they should do?
The first thing I would say is research. Start researching, doing research, watching videos like this, figuring out how the game goes, learning about different products, learning about the products, learning about what you want to sell, figuring out who you want to sell it to, do a business plan, sit down and map it out, figure out how you're going to gain your clients, if you're going to be, sending DMs on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, you're going to be, if you have a budget, how are you going to spend your marketing? You have to figure out what you're going to do, because you can start with $0 and do this. Well, not literally zero, but you can start with very little money and do this. Or you can, if you have some money already, you can make the process a little easier, right? But, I would say just planning it out, right? Once you plan out what you want to do, it's scheduling yourself, man. Scheduling your time. How are you going to set your day? How are you going to, when are you going to spend time marketing? When are you going to spend time finding clients? When are you going to spend time learning the products? Because this is a continuous learning process. I've been doing this for 12 years. 12 years. And I'm still learning. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would say when it comes to that, man. It's just, learn what you got to do and just take your time. This is not, you're not going to, it's not a get rich quick scheme. You can get rich, but it's not quick.
All right.
You know, you got to put in work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can you walk us through the full process of working with a print broker from start to finish?
From start to finish. Wow. All right. So one, you contact me, you know, you get in contact with me, and my job is to, you know, because not all, like say for instance, I'm talking to a contractor. They know how to build houses. They don't know how to put together a booklet. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my job is to kind of dumb it down for them, to make a complicated process as simple as I can. Right. So, you know, one, finding out exactly what they need, you know, finding out the costs for them, finding out the timelines for them, finding out if they need, you know, cardstock covers, or, you know, if they want this or that, you know, my job is to talk to them a little more, figure out, oh, you need other things as well too, right? Because, you know, there's a saying, what's the saying? It's like, out of sight, out of mind. You know, if they don't know what I sell, they're going to go somewhere else. You know, many times a client will come by to pick up business cards, and I'll be like, and they're wearing a custom printed sweater. And I'm like, how come you didn't ask me to print the sweater? Oh, I didn't know you did that. You know? So you gotta let them know, right? So you got to continuously let them know, continuously market, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what that. And after that, it's just about billing, you know, setting your payment terms, sending proofs, making sure you're covered as well too, because sometimes mistakes happen and you want to make sure you're covered as much as possible. So put everything in writing. You know what I mean? And make sure there's a paper trail of conversations just in case, right? And after that, it's a matter of them coming to pick it up or you deliver it, making sure they're good with their order and following up every now and then, making sure that they're happy.
All right. So you said you got around like 12, 13 years in this print game, right?
Yeah.
How did you choose the right print vendor for a job?
How do I choose the right print vendors?
Yeah.
It's trial and error, bro. You know, the first things first, I look for best price. You know, I kind of scope for pricing. After I see pricing, then we talk. Then I see, okay, I see the quality. Then I go for quality after, right? You know, and that's my style. Some people go for quality first, and then because some people have a higher end clientele where price is not the issue, they go for quality. It depends on what you're doing. Me, I look for pricing first. Then after pricing, then I see if the quality is good, right? And once the quality is good, it's just a matter of me talking to them. Some vendors are already open to trade printers, so they already know what I'm coming with. And some are like, no, we don't mess with trade printers. And then I have to be more aggressive. I'm like, well, I can bring you like an extra $10,000 in sales in a month. Where you're going to walk away with them because you don't want to reduce a price for me, right? Or whatever. You know what I mean? I start talking to them, and you know, some say yes, some say no. It is what it is. And yeah, it's just a matter of finding, you know, I look on different sites. I look on Craigslist. I do Google searches. I look on Kijiji in Toronto, and I look on different, you know, just different sites, marketplace. Just always looking. Say if in a good way. I'll tell you this. This is. I'm getting free game right now. One day I'm gonna delete all these videos and start selling this stuff. The best way to find good vendors is to put sales out, sales that you will match any price in the city. So if I tell you I will match any price in the city, or I will beat any price in the city, you know, you'll say, oh, hey, Ryan, I got this price from this company. And if it's a lot cheaper than me, I'll be like, okay, thanks. Then I contact them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll contact that same supplier and be like, okay, did you give this to this price? Yeah. I'm like, that's a good price for this, you know? And I'm a broker. And if they're cheap already, I already know they're working with brokers because they're already offering good prices. That's how I found some of my best vendors by doing that tactic.
All right.
That's free game right there.
Yeah. So quality and pricing is like the two big things on finding a
Definitely. Quality, pricing, and then, you know, a bonus is timeline. Some people can do it quickly, you know, and that's even better because then I can offer that to clients, right? I have some good some good vendors where I've been working with them for years. So they'll do me rush orders without charging me a rush charge. But I can in turn charge a client the rush charge. So I'm making a little extra money because that's the market. I'm not stealing. I'm not doing anything. It's up to them if they want to pay it. But because I have these great relationships with these vendors, they'll do stuff for me quickly and not charge me the rush. So I'm making a little extra money, which is always good.
All right. So speaking of quality and time,
Mhm.
what happens when there's a quality issue or a delay? How do you deal with that?
Listen, if you're afraid to make mistakes in this game, don't get into the print game, man. Mistakes are gonna happen. I think I've said that before. Mistakes are gonna happen. So you just have to, it's not about making the mistake. It's about fixing the mistake, right? As a print broker, that's when we shine the most because we are the buffer between the client and the printer. Some of these printers, they're not customer service people. So you're not gonna get, they're a little rough. So they'll be like, listen, they'll be like, listen, this is it. I'm not changing it. This is what happened. Da, 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 right? So our job now is to be that middleman to say, hey, so if they're cussing, so if the printer's cussing to me,
Yeah.
I tell the client, hey, the printer said, they're looking into it, da, 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 da. And if the client's cussing to the printer, I tell the printer, hey, the client, they're just a little, frustrated that, but they're no big deal.
Yeah.
So we're the buffer in between.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, when stuff goes wrong, which it inevitably will, we find out what happened and we fix it. A good point, a good tactic for printers is when you start making money, put some money away. Put some money away, making sure you have money just in case something goes wrong. Because sometimes you're gonna have to take out that extra money and to take care of it and cover it yourself because sometimes it's your fault. Yeah. Sometimes you miss something. Sometimes you didn't ask the right question. And and unless you can blatantly prove it, if you don't ask the client the question, that's on you, boo.
All right. So Ryan, what's the difference between a successful print broker and one who struggles?
The difference is dedication. The difference is discipline. If you put the work in, it will be fruitful. There's a saying, there's that movie where they say, oh, if you build it, they will come. If you are consistent, if you can keep on doing what you're supposed to do, like in most businesses, results will happen. It will happen. It has to happen because you continue honing your craft unless you really don't know what you're doing. But that's the only difference between success and a successful print broker and a non-successful one is the time and effort they put into it. It's because the game and like some businesses, it's a real easy thing to be successful in. You just have to put time. You have to take time. You take time, it will work.
All right. So time and effort's gonna
time and effort, bro.
All right. How can a print broker help businesses save money on printing costs?
Well, that's easy because a print broker, for the most part, yes, I might have a little office now, but for almost 10 years, I worked without an office. I worked from home. I worked from my basement. I worked in my bedroom. I worked wherever I had a laptop. You know what I mean? So print brokers, the point is what I'm saying, we have a lot less overhead than most printers, right? We don't deal with machines. We don't have offices. We don't have, print brokers don't generally do that. They work independently, right? So yeah, they can offer the same service. So when they're doing that now, for a business, they can compete with anywhere. They can compete with anyone. They can, because we have a lot to manipulate with. So we're charging the same as a printer, are very close, maybe a little lower, but our margins are way different because we don't have to handle any of the overhead. Yeah, you have some little overhead here and there, but nowhere near that. So because of that, we can offer those savings to clients.
You briefly went over this, but can you explain how brokers negotiate better deals with printers?
How brokers negotiate better deals with printers. It's just being confident in who you are, man. So for printers that put up a fight, that don't want to reduce pricing, sometimes at the end of the day, they're just not going to do it, right? However, you have to show them what your worth is. You tell them, you can show them. If you have stats, you can be like, this is what I'm bringing in. If you have social proof, you have social media, you have this, you can show them, hey, I'm pulling in X amount of dollars a month selling a product that you are offering. And I'm coming to you. And all I'm asking you is to reduce your stuff by 20% that I can sell it for you. And then you as a printer, I have to tell you is that you weren't going to make these orders anyways. I'm giving you orders that you weren't even going to get so you have to do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to do absolutely nothing except give me a discount. And you're going to get that. A printer would be dumb not to do that. They'd be dumb, especially in this economy.
Yeah. Do print brokers charge extra fees? How do they make their money?
Well, like I mentioned, if we're buying a product less than market value, we're selling a product for at market value, just under, or sometimes over market value, right? And because, and that margin is where we make our money. So whether you're selling business cards, whether you're selling stickers, whatever it is, you're able to reduce the price because you're getting it at a reduced price than what printers usually sell it for. And the market is the market. So a client is generally not going to find cheaper than what you're offering them unless they do all this research we're doing, which they just don't have time to do. Right. And we sell it and we make our money. And that's generally how we make our money.
All right. So you said a client can't find something cheaper than you offer to them.
Right.
Can you share an example of a time when a client saved money by working with you?
Like all the time, almost every client, right? Because that's my main thing, right? So if a client is getting something like t-shirts, for instance, and they're ordering it for a certain price somewhere else, once again, I let them know that my job is to get you the best price without sacrificing quality. So I don't have any specific example because that's essentially what it is. It's all clients, right? My job is to do that. If I know that and I challenge them to go elsewhere. I say, listen, if you find, that's one of my creeds. If you find a better price, I will beat it or at least match it. Right. So, as far as an example, that's literally what brokers we're here to do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how does a print broker make the ordering process easier for businesses?
It's essentially the convenience of not having to go all over the place for multiple different products from multiple different industries. A knowledgeable broker should know a little bit about everything. I think I'm confident that there are probably 10 people in this city that maybe not even that know as much about different products than I do, and it's just what it is. And I can confidently say that because I've been in this industry for a long time and I've seen a lot of different people. Right. So, so with that knowledge as a broker, we can streamline that to businesses and let them know that you don't have to go anywhere. You can trust that, I have trust capital that I'm going to get what you need done. Not only am I going to get it done, not only am I going to ensure the quality is okay, but get it at a competitive price for you as well too, where you don't have to worry about your bottom dollar because you are worrying about your bottom dollar. So my job is to take that into consideration as well. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. So you said as a print broker, what I'm saying, businesses don't have to go to multiple places. They can all just come to you.
Exactly.
Right. So how does working with a print broker free up time for business owners and marketers?
Well, then business owners can do what they got to do. They do their business. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So if you don't have to worry about, taking care of all these different print things and figuring all these things, you have someone who is answering all these questions, filling in all these blanks for you. If you are if you're a mechanic, and you're a mechanic and you need some business cards, you need some t-shirts, or you need some order forms, for your orders and stuff like that, you can focus on fixing cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My job is to make you, as a business owner, focus on what you do best. Let me do what I do best. You do what you do best. And everybody's happy and we all make money. The end.
Yeah. Can you walk us through a real world example of a complex print job you managed and saved the client's time?
A complex print job. You just asked me a question on the spot, bro.
Yeah, man.
There's clients where it's not necessarily there, events. Okay, here's one. So for events, an event planner, they want a bunch of different things. Sometimes they don't even know what they want. They haven't even realized it, right? So we'll sit down, we'll consult with them, and we'll start going over stuff, right? So sometimes they need badges for people, and each badge is a different name on the badge, and they have 400 different names, right? So we're dealing with that. Then we're dealing with tickets for the event, right? Then we're dealing with banners with different faces of all the different presenters on the on each banner. Then you're dealing with a backdrop that you want people to come take a look at, but not just any backdrop. You may want something a little more fancy, something more fabric, something a bigger frame, something like that, right? Then you want stuff that hangs from the rafters. Then you want business cards. Then you want, you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily complex as far as the order, right? But then they want to complex it. Say if they want a postcard, but they want the postcard to have golden streams in it. Like there's so many different things. Like, so event planners, they have a lot of different things. And then they'll be like, hey, Ryan, what else do you think I need?
Yeah.
I don't know. But, I can't tell them I don't know. I'll be like, well, maybe if you do this, right? And you start throwing, you got to always make it, even if you don't know what you're talking about, you got to make it seem like you know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to make them comfortable. You don't want them stressed out. They're trusting you. You know what I mean? So even if you don't know exactly, find out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think more complexity comes with like the various things certain clients may want. Right. And from then, once you calm the situation, you kind of just lay everything out. It can move a lot. It moves very easily.
All right. So what's the biggest time-related mistake people make when ordering print jobs?
The biggest time-related mistake?
Yeah.
Is not ordering in time. Clients will think that, I need 500 pens. Okay, cool. Tomorrow. What? You know what I mean? So I think with clients, I won't say respect time because it's not really a respect thing. It's more of a be aware.
Yeah.
Clients need to be aware of time. And once clients are more aware of time, things move a lot. It can move a lot. You save a lot more money because now you're not rushing, right? So once clients, so my one advice to clients is, and I tell them all the time, is give me time, you will save more money, right? Because once you start getting rush stuff, I mean, I tell them, hey, you pay me more money for this, but I'll do it. But, time.
Okay, so Ryan, how would you as a print broker ensure high quality results for your clients?
How do I ensure it? Because I have to trust my suppliers. As a print broker, once you get in with your suppliers, you have to, I'm putting my name on the line for these clients. So I have to make sure that the suppliers, which we kind of went into a little earlier, are good suppliers, that they're going to do their job, because there's sometimes where I don't even see the product. I just have to trust that my guys who I've been working with can send that. I don't have to do a quality check, because they've given me that piece to know that they're doing the job I don't have to see, right? However, we do all, as a broker, you want to be as hands-on as possible with a lot of stuff, but sometimes it's just not possible. You're one person, you're dealing with so many different things, right? So you have to trust those who you're working with. You have to trust your suppliers. You have to trust your delivery person. You have to trust everybody. Yeah, there's a lot of trust going on because there's a lot of moving parts because you are not the one who's hands-on. That's the one, I won't say downside, but the one challenge sometimes is putting trust in everybody else. I trust God. So I trust God God's gonna handle everything for me.
All right. Yeah, you keep on mentioning that you're a print broker, right? But you deal with a lot of print material.
Right.
So you're not a print shop.
Not a print shop.
All right. So
I have a print shop. I have a print showroom.
You have a print showroom.
Yeah.
So what types of printing methods and materials can a broker offer that a single print shop may not?
Everything. I mean, we can do anything. If say, for instance, if there's a postcard, we can do suede lamination. We can do gloss lamination. We can do gold. We can do, I don't know, variable printing. We can score it. We can bend it. We can fold it. We can do whatever you want, right? Because it's not just one person I'm working with. So depending on what you want, we can get 8-point thickness, 14-point thickness, 32-point thickness, whatever you want. You know what I mean? Because depending on what a client wants, we can give it to them. So there's certain printers. Most printers can't offer everything. A broker can offer everything. A good broker, a knowledgeable broker can offer everything. You know what I mean? Printers can't do that. No shade to printers. I love the printers, but y'all can't do everything.
All right. Can you talk about a situation where a client wanted a specific type of print job and you had to find the right vendor?
Well, that's almost every job. Like, say, for instance, even just today, a client wanted a board for they're doing a picture for their daughter, right? So we went over what the picture was and what they were doing with it. At first, they were like, can they put it in a frame? Then I have to figure out, okay, you have to get photo paper for that, or you can get like just a paper stock for that. Depending if there's a glass, if the frame has a glass already, then we don't have to put a shiny finish on it. Whatever, right? But then we're like, okay, do you want something thicker? So we went with what they call a foam board, right? But they still wanted they wanted it to shine. So we put a gloss lamination on the foam board. So I'm just saying, a client, our job, once you know what you're talking about and you're confident with it, a client will be comfortable. And not only that, with each one of those finishes that I was telling you about, which one of those steps, it's more money. Oh, you need this? It's going to cost this. Oh, you need this? It's going to cost this. Oh, you need this. And you're not scamming them because that's the market, right? But now you're making more money, right? So, the more you know, the more questions you ask a client, the more money you will potentially make.
Okay, so how can you as a print broker help a business elevate its branding?
How can I elevate its branding? Well, in any way possible, right? So once again, ask the right questions, right? So if you're talking with a company, they have a brand. Like I was working with this company, and at first I was just printing stuff on Lululemon baggage for them or whatever, right? That's how I got them. I just started printing stuff on Lululemon, but then they said they wanted different things. One day we were just talking. No, they saw a flyer that I put out. Once again, out of sight, out of mind. Ryan, I didn't know you did this. I didn't know you did this. They ended up ordering another $10,000 worth of product. You know what I mean? Because now they know I did so much different things, right? So for their brand, so they wanted to expand their brand. And because I was able to offer the different things, money, 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 fair, fair, no price gouging, nothing like that. But like I said, the more you know, the more you can offer, the more you market, the more you make.
All right. So what's a common mistake businesses make ordering print jobs without a broker?
A common mistake businesses make ordering print is that, it's just more work. And I won't say it's a common mistake because sometimes they order the wrong thing or they don't submit the right stuff, um, the right specs for a product, or and which creates more questions, which delays products, which something that if you had a dedicated broker looking into these things for you, they know the questions to ask. They can tell you how to set up your file. You know how many printers are frustrated that clients that go directly to them send them blurry stuff, send them stuff that's not sized properly, send them stuff that, it's so annoying because now they got to go back and forth, right? And it creates frustration for the client thinking, okay, I sent you this. Why can't you just do it? And the printer saying, how come they don't know anything? That's where the broker comes in, right? We're there to say, okay, no, this is how the file needs to be, blah, 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 blah. This is what the printer wants, blah, 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 blah. Make it easy for the printer. The printer can just take it, print it. You know what I mean? So that I would say is a common mistake, but something that a broker can easily take care of because we're the best.
Can you as a broker help clients choose the best material possible for their jobs?
Of course. Which is why we say a lot of times I'll sit down with a client and I'll be like, depending on your budget, what is your budget? If you let me know how much you want to spend, whether it's $5 or $500, I will get you the best product for what, you want. So yeah, that is my job as well too. A print broker's job.
Have you ever had to step in and fix a printing disaster for a client?
All the time. Oh, for a client?
Yeah, for a client.
Yeah, I just put myself out there, right? Like I do printing disasters. Yeah, it happens. It doesn't happen a lot, but there are times when clients will like an order will be messed up, and it's up to us to fix it. So we'll see if we can fix it. If we can fix it, we can. If not, then we can't. But it does happen from time to time. Usually we deal with fresh clients. The odd time we'll get someone, oh, I printed this wrong on this. Can you print over it? I'll try. You know what I mean? But that can create a lot of other questions, which we can discuss in another video. But yeah.
All right, Ryan. Thanks for dropping this knowledge. And my last question for you today is, how do print brokers stay updated on trends in the print industry to provide the better service?
Well, the deeper you get in the industry, the more you'll know. Like the more people will find you. Print companies, print sources, they will find you. I don't know how, but they do. I get information from different printers showing me when print shows are going on, which I've never been to. I've never been to a print show. That's pathetic. But I know everything because I read. I'm online. They find me. We got algorithms. We got cookies right now, man. They'll find you. Metadata. It is what it is. They'll find you. Yeah. So I mean, but the more you look, the more you will find as well too. And it's just about just dedicating that time to stay focused.
That was it.
Are you gonna say bye?
Oh, thank you so much, Ryan, for dropping your knowledge on us.
It's not a professional interviewer we got here, but you know, you got me ask me all these questions. You couldn't even say bye. Anyways, guys, thank you for once again for peeping in. Like, subscribe, follow, share, or whatever, all that stuff there. Because I'm telling you, soon all this stuff is going to be deleted, and I'm going to be selling it. I'm just saying. Bye.